Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Welcome to our mini podcast discussion. My name is Aisha and I will be the moderator for today's session. Together with me are my group member, which is Sister Fazra, Sister Iman, Sister Farah and also with Sister Patricia. Today we are going to talk about the 2023 sugar supply issue in Malaysia and how hoarding and supply restriction affected the market, consumer and overall welfare from a microeconomic perspective. So the big question, why was sugar suddenly hard to find even though it is an essential good? So let us discuss it together. To begin with, let's hear about what actually happened during the issue. Can we have Sister Fazra first?
Yeah, sure, alright. So during the 2023 supply issue, many of the consumers they complain that sugar has difficult to find in the market. So the MYTs and KPDN investigate and has pointed out that allegation of hoarding, refusal to supply, and also conditional sales are the main factor why this issue exists during that time. For example, like the retailer, they force the consumer to purchase an expensive premium sugar before they could even buy a normal one in the control price.
So even though sugar is a basic necessity, consumers are still struggle to get it, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. As we acknowledge that all these activities, the hoarding whatsoever, will likely to affect the supply side of the market. So this restriction has shifted the supply curve to the left. So that means that the available sugar to sell in the market has declined.
Sorry to interrupt, but I have another point to be added here, which is sugar has relatively inelastic demand.
Inelastic demand, that is interesting. Sis Iman, could you explain what is inelastic demand means in this context?
In this context, inelastic demand means consumers still need sugar even when supply becomes limited or prices increase because sugar is considered a necessity, especially for households and food businesses like bakeries and drink sellers. So, because consumers still wanted sugar badly, some sellers took advantage by imposing bundling or tight sales, and this directly affected consumer surplus.
I see. So there is a shortage did not only affect the availability but also affect the consumer's welfare. How this impact consumer surplus?
Okay, consumer surplus becomes smaller because consumer either had to pay more indirectly or buy products they did not actually want just to get sugar. At the same time, some producers or suppliers gain higher producer surplus because they benefit from the artificial shortage. And overall, society experienced the weight loss because the market become inefficient.
So the issue not only created the inefficiency in the market overall, besides the consumer, other groups were also affected too. Sister Farah, what were some of the wider effects of this issue?
From my perspective, small business were also affected because sugar is an important ingredient in many food and beverage products. So when supply become unstable, business face a higher cost and some even struggle to continue operating normally. There was also a panic buying among consumers because people were afraid sugar would completely run out.
With all these negative effects happening, of course, many people are expected the government intervention. So, Sister Farah, what action were taken to solve this issue?
So actually, MyCC and KPDN launched Ops Manis to monitor the market and investigate anti-competitive practices. They also warned a business that hoarding and refusal to supply could violate the Competition Act 2010. And in our opinion, stricter monitoring and stronger penalty are important so that firms won't repeat the same behavior again in the future.
Alright, beside the economic impact, This issue can also be viewed from an ethical and Islamic perspective. For the last speaker, Sister Patricia, would you like to share more about that?
So, from an ethical perspective, these practices are unfair because firms prioritize profit over public welfare. And also from an Islamic perspective, hoarding or iftikar is discouraged because it harms society and creates injustice, especially when it involves essential goods. Islam also encourages fairness, transparency, and protecting public welfare in business activities. So overall, this issue shows that anti-competitive behavior can distort market efficiency, reduce consumer welfare, and create losses to the society.
Oh, thank you everyone for the insightful discussion. So overall, let us summarize this. This issue show how anti-competitive behavior such as hoarding and supply restriction can distort the market efficiency, reduce consumer welfare, and create losses to the society. That's all from us today. Thank you everyone for listening, and we hope this discussion helped you better understanding the economic impact of the sugar supply issue in Malaysia. And thank you all.